Mom drove up in a dream, peaches and cream, seats like strawberry wine. I'm 16, and that's beautiful. Can you drive? It's all ghost flames and swirls. That paint is pearl, chrome that sparkles and shines.
Welcome back. I am here with my previous co-host and new friend. No, I'm just kidding. We just met for the first time, so it's kind of like having a new friend. Jeanette DesJardins from Car Chix. So Jeanette, you know, we've been talking.
Can I just say something?
Sure.
I had this vision of what, and we kind of joked about on the phone, the first time that we were going to meet, it was going to be like in slow motion, like skipping.
We didn't film it.
No.
Our husbands were there, or your fiance, my husband.
Right. Well, I kind of thought, like, you know, we were going to orchestrate this place and time to meet, and it was just like on a whim. I mean, if you understand how big SEMA is, I ran into her in a hallway.
You know, well,
I mean,
let's
how
go
does
to.
that happen?
Yeah, that's right. You came around the corner, and I was looking to see where the heck we were going.
Right.
And now I look up, and oh my God, it's Jeanette.
Yeah. No, it was so weird. Because this place, it's so busy. What do they say? Like, over 100,000 people are here.
Yeah, oh, easy.
Wait.
She tried to get here this morning to do this filming, and she couldn't get a cab. She couldn't get Uber.
Shuttle was late.
The shuttle was late.
Well, I didn't try Uber. Like,
oh, you didn't? Oh, okay.
I don't trust the Uber stuff, you know, and and apparently the taxi drivers don't like Uber. We had a full conversation about it.
Yeah, you know, it cuts into their
imagine.
cash.
Yeah.
You know, but if the taxi industry would clean up their act a little bit, I think people would appreciate the taxi cabs. But you know, I've taken a taxi cab once, right, and that was enough for me.
I've taken more taxis in the last 3 days than probably like my whole life. Well, first of all, they're very expensive. Second of all, there's no standard when it comes to the skills of driving with some of these taxis. Like the one last night, I let him know because we were running late. I was like, we are not afraid of aggressive and fast driving, and like, bam, he got us there. You know?
Oh, yeah, and they drive like maniacs.
Yeah,
you see them on TV, right? And movies. Yeah, it's true. If you've driven in a taxi, you know.
Yeah.
You know, so let's get into how we can inspire people, what we do, and why do we want to do that? You know, we'll start with you. Why do you want to inspire the other girls in the industry that might want to be in the industry or that are already in the industry?
Sure. Well, I think it's important to. Like when we talk about, like, say, like the younger generation, like how we were talking earlier, like we're not always gonna be here.
Nope.
I may be here longer than you. I may not. You know.
Yeah. Tomorrow's another day.
Yeah.
This afternoon could be another day. Yeah.
Exactly. I mean, tomorrow's not guaranteed.
No.
So, but kind of to that point is that we need to get people to carry on the torch. You know, when you talk to SEMA, what's their biggest challenge or threat to the industry? It's the next generation, it's younger people. And quite frankly, they scare the living daylights out of me, you know, with their hybrid cars and their man buns.
And they're all on the phones. I mean, we're you know, we've had to join that technology as well.
Right.
But that's not our life.
No, I mean,
it's a tool.
For me, it kind of is my life, but
but it's
not
a tool.
Really. Yeah.
It's a tool.
Exactly. And so I think it's important to, you know, with the younger generation, get them involved, spark their interest, get them going to places like SEMA, the PRI, car shows, drag races, stuff like that.
Auto shop.
Yeah.
Just taking auto shop.
I went to my fiance's 20-year high school reunion. He conned me into this whole weekend thing. I couldn't believe it.
Oh, wow.
You owe me big time, John. So anyway, it was actually a great time, but what was scary is that they gave a tour of the school. Now, he was in a graduating class of 108.
And this is in Chicago?
This is just outside in this town called Westmont, Illinois. And what I found very alarming is that they got rid of the shop class, they got rid of the wood class, they got rid of automotive class.
All the skills.
They got rid of all the skill classes.
Wow.
And this is kind of funny. The room that used to be automotive shop is now a storage room. The room that used to be like wood shop is now the school psychologist room. Not the guidance counselor, that's a separate office. The school psychologist.
Oh my goodness.
You know?
Wow.
So, but and further to that point, is that the reason why I have a hard time getting a roofer to my house? Is that the reason why I have a hard time?
Yeah, where's the skills?
Right. People don't have skills, they don't know work ethic, they don't want to work, they think, this.
Right.
This is it. This isn't.
Can't get them out of that. Try it. Tell them.
Right.
I have to work an event once a month, and I have to tell people to turn their phones off. And it's like you just killed them. It's like, oh my God, it took my heart out. You just cut my heart out. It's like, Lordy, that's not what life is all about. And that's the problem, is they're buried in their phones. For me, I have had the opportunity over my career for several years, because I've taught classes, and I see the reward from that, because I've taught younger generations, like a generation prior to this one, and now they're adults and parents themselves, and they tell me that they've remembered all the things that they learned from my seminars, and they still use those.
Good.
So, and some of them were like, well, this is what Teresa said, so that's got to be God's word. It's like, well, all mechanics have a different style,
right,
but not all mechanics are willing to offer their knowledge.
Right.
And we're losing that. You and I talked about this on the show not long ago, and we need to start taking that knowledge and putting it somewhere, because you can't read it in a book.
Nope.
I mean, you can read how to do a process, but there's some things that you learn that goes with you. Like right now, my husband has been asking the different meter companies, like your auto meters, your gauges, I should say, because he's looking for a specific sending unit or an adapter for that sending unit, because the ohms.
Okay.
The ohms are different in how it registers the heat. And so to find one for how he needs it, because what he did was he's putting a 350, a newer 350 in a 64 Chevy pickup. And he wants to use the original gauge. So the ohms is different, and the size of the thread is actually a smaller size, a larger size. So he would it's not the same size as in the block, or he could probably put it in the water pump, but that's not where it was originally.
Sounds like your husband's just being real difficult. And that's probably what these kids
he's meticulous.
That's probably what these kids at the autometer place are like, these damn old dudes, why don't they just conform and realize it's 2017 and we have technology? But that's the problem.
Well, the guy said, well, you could use another, get a more modern gauge, and he's like, no, I want to use the dash. I want to use the one in the dash. So he was told, well, the people you want to talk to are either dead and retired, and nobody knows where they're at. So.
They ain't at SEMA.
Yeah, right. Yeah, and they're not at SEMA, and just about everything else is. But that's what I'm saying. And the lady that we go to for our gauges and to recalculate things and speedometers, it's called Nevada Speedometer. She's sharp. I mean, this lady who owns it, she is
another woman.
Yes, and she started when she was a kid. She really didn't want to take on the business, but she loved being with her dad, and so she would go to work with her dad, and then she started picking it up, and then she became the best in town. I'm not kidding. Everybody would say, you got to go talk to Judy, and she's been doing it for like 40 years. So she's like, the people that I would need to talk to, I know are dead, which is sad, because she said that knowledge went with them.
Right.
So I would like to see us put something together to where we can harness all that knowledge and have it accessible to other people.
Right.
Because it's going to be going. What we know is going to be going away someday. It's going to go with us if we don't document it somewhere.
No, I agree 100%, and I think it. We have to preserve history.
Yeah, we do.
And there's certain things like, okay, this wouldn't be like a book like How to Repair Cars for Dummies 101.
There's plenty of those out there.
Yeah, there's plenty of those. We wouldn't, that wouldn't be for us. But
no.
It would be like some things you just can't learn in a book. You can't, like what you were saying about learning a process.
Right.
It would be, there's some things that, I learned from other people watching them fail miserably.
at the brains, right?
Yeah, or just little things like, yeah, don't wear gloves when you're working near an exhaust. And how did I learn that? It's because this guy that didn't speak English went to hit a wrench
Oh.
and boom, hit the exhaust and the glove melted on his hand. He was picking it off. And it was just like,
No
yep,
hair left.
not doing that, you know.
One way to singe your hair,
yeah,
right?
And that's how I learned not to wear gloves, you know.
Or working around electrical and wearing jewelry.
Yeah.
I've seen people electrocuted, you know, and burned,
Or
right?
like lose the like down to the bone.
Yes,
like,
yeah.
You know, I love John. You know, when we do finally decide like
That's
before to
that's
get
her
married.
fiance.
Yeah, we've been engaged for like forever, and I was like, when's the?
Now wait a minute. My husband and I dated for 20 years. Okay?
Oh, see?
You guys have only
All
been
right.
together what, 6 years?
7,
That is okay, 7. That is not forever.
All right, cool. I'm
But
gonna
longer
tell him
than
that.
most.
When he starts pushing, like, why don't we get married? Like, well, Teresa and Cam have been together 20 years, so
Well,
he's gonna love
27 now.
Okay,
27 years,
27.
but we dated for 20 years. Just had to make sure it was right.
you. And do like when he's working on, you don't want him wearing.
I
a
don't.
ring,
Well,
right?
we
You
don't wear rings. Either
Okay.
one of us. You know,
Yeah.
when we got married, I don't need. That's just my personal thing.
Okay.
I'm not a jewelry person on my hands. Yeah, I like to wear earrings and
Well,
stuff.
if you are a jewelry person, don't wear a ring when
Right.
you're working on a car. Because not
Yeah.
only can you get electrocuted,
Right.
you could lose the skin.
Yeah.
Oh, it's just terrible.
It's nasty.
It's
so
bad.
there's just things that we want to, people to know, and I think
Yeah.
it's very important because there's a lot that you and I have learned that we want to offer to other people. I've learned a lot of my stuff in my career from people who are willing to offer it, and
Right.
I had to ask the questions though. And I've had a young girl last year who actually wanted to come to my shop and watch me, and she was really good at what she did. I mean, she knew a lot about automotive already.
good.
She's very energetic. She didn't go to school for it. She just was a hands-on kind of person. But she wanted to come and actually learn from a female and also from somebody who was going to do things right, because I'm meticulous. You know, I'm not going to,
So
be
are
a
you implying that men don't do things the right way?
well, not always,
Not
and I'm sure there's women out there that don't do it right always.
Right,
I haven't,
right.
and personally, I haven't met hardly a lot of women in the automotive industry in my career. I mean, I'm seeing more and more of it, and there's a few that I want to meet here at SEMA that I've been trying to hook up with. You know, we're all doing our own thing, going our own direction, and this place is huge. I mean, take you 6 days to go through the entire thing if you wanted to see everything from what
Right.
I'm told.
I haven't walked this show at all yet.
You haven't?
No, I've been going meeting to meeting to meeting.
Oh,
to meeting,
okay.
And now I think tomorrow's the last day.
Yes, tomorrow's the
Yeah.
last day, and so you still got the rest of today.
Yeah.
And just don't get on the shuttle.
Yeah,
we
no.
should be there all day.
Don't do the shuttle.
Yeah,
guys.
don't do the shuttle. So we'll be right back. We're going to take a break.